In a bitter loss for former President of the United States, Donald Trump, the U.S. Supreme Court has now allowed prosecutors to view his tax returns. This means a New York prosecutor will be able to view Trump's tax returns, though the documents will not be made public. It also means that the grand jury investigation into alleged hush money payments will no longer be hampered by Trump's fight to keep the documents secret. The district attorney's office is expected to have access to the records within the next few days. The subpoenas span documents from January 2011 to August 2019, including his tax returns. And they relate to the Trump Organization's employment of Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, and the hush money that Cohen allegedly paid to two women who claimed to have had extramarital affairs with Donald Trump. Unlike all other U.S. presidents, Trump has refused to make his tax returns public in the 4 years that he was in office. The former president, who left office on the 20th of January, continues to face an array of legal issues concerning his personal and business conduct. And breaking down these developments, our correspondent Susan Tehrani sent us this report from New York. Take a look.
The Supreme Court has cleared the way for a New York prosecutor to obtain former U.S. President Donald Trump's tax records. While these documents won't be available for public release, they still deal a heavy blow to the former president who fought vigorously for years to shield his tax returns from prosecutors. A grand jury can now investigate into alleged hush money payments and other issues. The ruling gives political momentum to Democrats in Washington, who have long been suspicious of Donald Trump's financial expenditures throughout the years. Several House committees have been seeking Mr. Trump's financial records, which they say are necessary to judge the effectiveness of conflict of interest rules and federal anti-corruption laws, although the current Supreme Court ruling does not legally affect those efforts. Donald Trump has released a statement accusing the Supreme Court of engaging in, quote, a fishing expedition. The ruling comes just days before Mr. Trump is expected to make his first post-presidential appearance at CPAC, the conservative gathering in Florida, on February 28th.
And now that prosecutors have access to Trump's tax records of 8 years, it is important to understand why these tax records matter in the first place and what they can all reveal. The prosecution is likely to focus on details of bank loans, insurance applications, and other kinds of financial transactions related to Donald Trump's owned properties. All this to determine whether the former president or any of his companies violated any state laws. We already know, thanks to reports from U.S. media, that Donald Trump reported hundreds of millions of dollars in business losses and did not pay income tax for at least 10 years out of the past 15 and face an Internal Revenue Service audit of $72.9 million tax refund that he had claimed a decade ago. Now, reports also show that Trump had written off $26 million in consulting fees as business expense between 2010 and 2018. All this has now become part of the investigation. And the tax records will help the lawyers piece together if any financial crime was committed. We also know that over $70,000 used to style Trump's hair for his TV show was written off as a business expense. And in his first 2 years in the White House, Donald Trump earned $73 million from overseas, mostly from his golf courses in the British Isles. He also earned millions from the Philippines, India, and Turkey. Regardless of what they reveal or do not reveal, tax returns are a useful tool when it comes to uncovering important leads and will help the prosecutors shed light on all of Trump's assertions and falsehoods that he had propagated during his presidency. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.